If your Word document has headings that are just regular text with bold formatting and bigger text, you are missing one of Word's most useful features. In this video, we'll show how to use real heading styles in Microsoft Word, touch upon how a proven Word add-in called OnStyle can support a standardized heading workflow, and how to avoid the most common heading mistakes. Here we have a document with several section titles. At first glance, these look like headings because they are bold and larger than the body text. But in Word, a real heading is not just text that looks bigger. A real heading uses a built-in style, such as Heading 1, Heading 2, or Heading 3. If we click inside this title and look at the Styles gallery, Word may still show Normal. That means this is only manually formatted text. Word does not understand it as part of the document structure. In this tutorial, we'll fix that with Word's heading styles, and then we'll show how OnStyle helps apply and check standardized heading structure. Go to the View tab and check Navigation Pane. If headings are only manually formatted, they usually will not appear properly here. Heading styles help Word understand what a main section is, what a subsection is, and how the document is organized. To put it simply, they create structure. That matters because Word's most useful and most important features depend on a proper heading structure. They are useful for navigation, automatic tables of contents, consistent formatting, and much, much more. And instead of manually changing every heading one by one, we can apply a heading style once, then modify that style whenever we want. That is the key idea. So the key takeaway is that styles control structure and formatting at the same time. To create headings in standard Word, start on the Home tab. Select the first main section title, and in the Styles gallery, click Heading 1. Now this text is no longer just manually formatted. Instead, it is a real Word heading. And now it appears in the Navigation pane as well. To continue, let's apply the next level. Here, this is a smaller section under the main topic, so we'll apply Heading 2. Repeat this for the other subsections in your document. Use Heading 1 for the biggest sections. Use Heading 2 for sections inside those sections. And use Heading 3 for smaller sections inside Heading 2. Now the Navigation pane has finally become useful. We can click a heading and jump straight to that part of the document. So far, we've been using Heading 1, Heading 2, and Heading 3 to create document structure. But what if we want headings that are automatically numbered, such as 1, 1.1, and so forth? Here's how to do it. After applying the heading styles, click inside one of your Heading 1 text and open the multi-level list menu on the Home tab. Now choose a heading numbering format that is linked to the heading styles. You can identify these formats by looking at the preview and looking for the heading levels listed next to the numbering. As soon as you apply it, the default heading styles become numbered. This numbering is connected to the document structure, so if you insert a new section or reorganize the document, Word updates the numbering automatically. One important tip is to avoid typing heading numbers manually. It's for the same reasons why we shouldn't just create fake headings. They are not registered within Word and will only slow you down. The default heading styles work, but they may not match the design we want. The best way to change a heading is not to manually format each one, but instead, update the style. To update the style, right-click Heading 1 in the Styles gallery and choose Modify. Here we can change the font, size, color, and many more things. And if we go to the Format drop-down, we have even more options. For this document, let's make Heading 1 smaller, bold, and another blue color. Before clicking OK, look near the bottom of the window. If you want this change to apply only to this document, leave it set for this document only. If you want future documents based on the same template to use this heading style, choose the option to apply it to new documents based on this template. For this tutorial, we'll keep it for this document only. Now click OK. Every heading 1 in the document updates at the same time. That is the power of styles. Now let's customize heading 2. We'll make it bold and use a darker gray. And now the document has a clear visual hierarchy while being properly formatted. The main sections stand out, and the subsections are still noticeable, but they do not compete with the main headings. There is another quick way to customize a heading style. Select a text with the desired style and make your changes on the regular Home tab's font group. To apply this look to the style, go to the Styles gallery and right-click the highlighted style. Then, choose Update Heading 2 to match selection. And just like that, now every text with that same style in the document updates to match this formatting. This is a fast way to design one heading visually, then save that design back into the style. Earlier, we saw that correct heading styles appear in the navigation pane. Now that the heading styles are applied, the navigation pane becomes much more useful. Word automatically turns the heading 1, heading 2, and heading 3 styles into a clickable document outline. Click any main heading to jump to that section. Click a subsection to move directly to that part of the document. We can also collapse and expand heading levels in the navigation pane to focus on the main structure. In some versions of Word, we can drag headings in the navigation pane to reorganize sections. When doing that, always review the document afterward to make sure the correct content moved with the heading. Now let's look at the same heading workflow with OnStyle. OnStyle helps apply document standards and check formatting issues before the document is finalized. Start by assigning the correct DocConfig. While this step is optional, it is required for document standard functions such as configured heading styles, fonts, and layout settings. Once the DocConfig is assigned, use the configured heading styles instead of manually formatting headings. That helps keep the structure consistent and easier to check later. Let's see how to apply them. Before applying styles, you can turn on Styles in the OnStyle view group. This shows the paragraph styles next to the document, so it is easier to see which text is already a real heading and which text only looks like one. For this demonstration, we'll keep it off. In OnStyle, use the Quick Styles group or the Headings tools to apply heading-related styles. The Headings area lets you apply pre-configured heading-related styles, including numbered headings and non-numbered headings. One useful detail is that the OnStyle Quick Styles buttons can also act like indicators. When we click inside a paragraph, the matching Quick Styles button can show which configured style is currently active. To apply the styles, select the main section title, then apply the configured Heading 1 style. Now select a subsection, and apply the configured Heading 2 style. And for a lower-level subsection, apply Heading 3. The reason this is useful is that the heading style is not just visually consistent, but it is part of the document structure expected by the assigned DocConfig. And just like before, the headings become real heading styles. OnStyle also provides default heading shortcuts. Use Alt+1 for Heading 1 style, Alt+2 for Heading 2 style, and just like that, all the way to Heading 5. For non-numbered headings, use Alt+Shift+1 for no-num Heading 1 style, and continue the same pattern up to level 5. Hover the cursor over the quick styles in the ribbon to see the shortcuts. Sometimes a document has mixed heading types with numbered and not numbered headings alike. If we want to convert all to a single type, we don't have to do it manually. In OnStyle, go to Tools, then Headings. Here, click Switch Headings to change heading styles uniformly to numbered or non-numbered versions. This tool changes heading styles to their numbered or non-numbered style pair. If nothing is selected, it changes all heading styles in the document. If part of the document is selected, it changes only the headings in the selection. This is helpful when you inherit a document where heading numbering is inconsistent, or when a document needs to follow a specific standard before review. After headings are set up, use OnStyle's validation function to check the document. This can find and correct text style and formatting errors. Inspection modules are organized into inspection groups and sets. The groups are the buttons in the main area, and they are meant to tackle different issue categories indicated by their name. The inspection sets are the presets that contain these groups. There is a default one called Global, and of course a custom one for you to edit. In the validation section, choose the relevant inspection set or inspection group. Then execute the inspection. For a heading-focused document, several checks are especially relevant. Heading out of sequence checks for heading levels that do not follow the expected sequence. For example, a heading 1 can be followed by heading 2, but skipping levels can create an invalid structure. Heading whitespace finds whitespace or tab characters before or after heading text. This matters because extra spaces can break the uniform appearance of headings. Empty heading finds headings that have a heading style applied but do not contain heading text. This matters because empty headings can create an invalid document structure and may lead to unwanted or confusing entries in navigation or the table of contents. Heading numbering issue checks for cases where numbering in a numbered heading has been manually changed, removed, or reformatted. Duplicated heading numbering checks headings where a manually typed number appears in addition to the automatic heading number. Click an issue to navigate to the problem. If a correction is available, apply it from the inspection results pane. For example, heading whitespace can use Remove Heading Whitespace, and heading numbering issue can use Reset Paragraph Format. That's the full workflow. The main thing to remember is that headings are not just decoration. They are what make a Word document easier to navigate, update, and review. Once your headings are structured properly, the rest of the document becomes much easier to manage. And with OnStyle, you have an extra way to keep that structure consistent and catch heading issues before the document is finalized. Save time when authoring documents with OnStyle's 150 auto checks and fixes. Visit OnStyle's website and try it for free now.